Welcome to the Bougie Black Brother Network. Good afternoon and welcome to Fade to Black Cinema. I'm Michael, your Bougie Black Brother, and I'm here with my co-host, Alicia.
Hello.
And we just got back recently from seeing a movie that I guess isn't on my normal list, but it had some things that I really thought was interesting. It had one of my favorite actress and writer and creator, Issa Rae, on there, and it's called Little. And what made this interesting, Alicia, when you was telling me about this?
That it was just so cute and kind of like seeing a twist to it because it's based on the movie Big.
So
it's a twist to it.
When you told me about the movie, what made it interesting? Why the concept came that you wanted to see it as well? Do you remember?
Not quite remember.
So Marcia, her name is Marcia Martin.
Oh, that's
and
right.
if you know her from
Blackish, yep.
the young little girl, she had an idea a couple of years ago that she brought to the producers.
Well, first she did to her parents. She pitched it to her parents.
Yeah, I didn't care about that. She brought it to them and say, hey, I saw Big. Why can't I do something, or we make a movie like this, but in reverse? You know, I'm paraphrasing really what she was saying, but it was her concept of this kind of movie. And I thought it was cute for a little girl to think of something in that way. But I thought it was better when she brought it to some people that actually realized maybe this will be pretty good. And when she did that, she brought it to, I forget his name as the executive producer, but he was the executive producer of Blackish. And so they went around and got a couple of other different people to help write it. You know, one of them is Tina Gordon. She's the writer of Drumline, ATL, What Men Want, and a couple of other little movies from that, which was cool. And she's the director. And then Tracy Gordon, same thing. So Tina Gordon, Tracy Oliver. I'm just saying the wrong name. So she's the writer of Girls Trip, The First Wives Club, and a couple other ones. She did a lot of episodes in The First Wives Club. So I thought, you know, you had some decent writers, some black writers that really know what's going on. And it was two women because the premise of this is about women. And so I was like, you know, the previews was pretty cool. So let's check this out. So this movie, if you really look at it, this is the little summary, and I'll take the short version instead of going through the big. They got a long one. A woman is transformed into her younger self at a point in her life when the pressure of adulthood became too much for her to bear. It's bigger than that, but that's the quickness of it. So, what was your thought, Alicia, when you just said you thought it was cute, as a little girl, reverse, and going from there. So as your immediate impression, and you sat there, what were you expecting, and what did you, as your expectations get in, what did you think of the movie?
I thought it was cute. I thought it was reflective of black women with attitudes, but then, you know, then she's a very successful entrepreneur.
Yeah, entrepreneur. Mm-hmm. Not just a working woman. She was an entrepreneur.
Yes. And reflecting on being bullied in her life, mm-hmm. and trying to prove a point that she can be successful and, you know, and not letting people take advantage of her skill set or, you know, just bullying her around as an adult.
Right. And I liked it because it had so many different ways of looking at it. It had bullying. It had the pressures of an entrepreneur. It had the pressures of a black woman leading a whole company as an entrepreneur. It had so many aspects of that, and saying, I'm going to ignore everything because people will not push me around, and my life I can't have anybody close to me because people bully you if they can. But then when the little girl Marcia, who played Little Jordan, when she came in, she was just amazing. She was the cutest, and if you've seen her on Blackish, her attitude is just fantastic. She's a smart, sarcastic. She has a look that kind of like tells you more than what she's actually saying, and she was perfect for the role. And I thought that was really, really good. And then the other playoff was Issa Rae. And if you ever seen Issa Rae act or in a show, she's spontaneous on whatever she does, and what she does, it seems real. Every time I see Issa Rae, it's like somebody you know, and that's what she gives you. And I just thought she was fantastic on it. Those two playing off each other was the best portions of the movie. But even with that, what did you think about Regina Hall? Because she didn't play a lot in there, but did you think Regina Hall played nicely off her younger side?
Oh, of course she did. Oh, Regina Hall was awesome. I love her anyway. I mean, the part, she's played so many different roles, but this one is more so would be her style anyway. Because you don't see her play this black woman with an attitude.
No, she's like the conservative. Remember, in like what's Girls Trip? She was on there.
Yes,
she was kind of the one that was holding back until the end, basically.
Yes,
but so I've seen her. I still don't think she's a top shelf actress. I think she's a good supporting actress. I don't really think I don't think she's like a lead actress in that way, because I don't think her personality is that much overwhelming. But she played good on here, being a really aggressive entrepreneurial woman who says, I don't take shit from nobody, because you're going to fail because I'm not going to fail. And she did everything to sustain her business, which I thought was like really, really cool. But aspects of this movie was, I think, so hilarious is because she had to live her life as a child, running a business, and then she had to go back to the school that she went to and pretty much redo her life as the nerd that she was, but to say even in that body or mindset, you can do better. And she befriended like the other little nerd kids. Yeah,
I would have liked for her to confront the person that bullied her.
Okay.
In some form of fashion. But when she was going back to school, you could see the reaction to them bullying her until she walked in there with her most stylish outfits, and they were like,
backed off.
They're like, oh,
right.
And she befriended the ones that were ostracized. Yeah,
very good.
Yeah.
Very good. Yep.
Yeah, so I thought it was really good because some of the stuff I seen, how I was going through being bullying in school as well. So I really liked it. I really liked how they did it. I thought that the young girl was so funny. She was great. Hilarious. I loved her.
She really held the movie pretty well.
Yes, she did. So you know what they did? They said, well, since you came up with the idea of the movie, you're going to have to be the star of the movie.
Okay.
And they've done that with a lot of like with Denzel Washington and some other stars that had did came up with idea or did executive producing or whatever.
That they had to appear in the movie.
Yes, they had to appear.
Minimum.
Yes, to make it, to say they're gonna make money from it.
Right.
So that's what they did. But it was funny. It was hilarious. Issa Rae was. And another thing I love was the wardrobe. It was fitting. Well, Issa Rae wardrobe more so than the other crazy outfits they had there. But it was just hilarious. You seen them with the outfits and
it was pretty flamboyant on one end.
Yes.
And was I just enjoyed the fact that it was so across the board. On one end it looked this way, and another end it looked like this.
Yeah, but it was so colorful. You could say that it was very colorful as far as the wardrobe.
Yep.
And I love the twist to it, the black version of a woman, compared to a white version of big male, the black version of little woman, you know what I'm saying? So I thought it was really good. I definitely think that she did something there. I hope that is very successful and they make the money they want to.
So it held its own at the box office. So it did well. Was it a blockbuster hit? No, it wasn't, but it did better than what was expected. And it maintained an audience, which is good because they didn't rank it really good. They ranked it like a 4.4 or 49%. So it was right in the middle.
Right.
You know, you had people who liked it and you had people who didn't.
Right.
I'm ranked more on the side that liked it.
Yeah.
And I don't, and people get on me and be like, oh, you don't even go see black movies, you bougie ass. But I do if it's funny, and I do if it's relevant. Because a lot of the movies that I don't see is just dumb comedies. That's typical. You got typical, well, I'm trying to find a man, or these guys are in the hood, or stuff like that. But this is unique because it had a twist on a previous movie, but flipped it from a child becoming an adult, from an adult going back to being a child. And this time they were black. So that was cool. And I just think the concept of it was really, really good. Could have been better? Yeah, it could have been. But I think being a comedy, I don't think it needed to be better. You know what I mean?
No, because what they were expecting it to be Academy Award.
I don't know. I don't know.
It was a very conservative black comedy.
Yeah, it was smart.
Yes, it was.
It wasn't all this slapstick type
or ghetto.
You know, yeah.
Well, you got bougie ghetto. Which, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. Well, in certain people's eyes. So people are like, oh, that was bougie. That wasn't funny. No, but it is if you've seen it. And it is if you know it. And it was I just saw how good it was all throughout here, which is, this was more of a bougie than ghetto movie.
Right.
So bougie comedy as opposed to ghetto comedy. You know what I'm saying? So I and we keep saying this, but I think the effort that they put on here, the concept of the little girl who came up with it, it was good to have some writers to make it into something as opposed to doing a remake. You know what I'm saying? Sort of a remake in that way, but she reversed it and it was great. She did a great job. The little girl just did Marcia Martin, I keep saying her name. She's really, really good. And Issa Rae was a great supporting cast to her. They played off each other throughout the movie, and it was really, really good. It was very, very good. So, anyway, with that all said, what do you rate it?
I give it a 7.
Really?
Yeah, I give it a 7.
Okay. So I'm going to give it an 8.25.
Oh, that was nice.
Because I want to see it again. When it's a good comedy, I want to see it again.
Yeah. Oh, you definitely
anything that I want to see again and again, I have to put it over 8. If it was just a good movie, I'm like, yeah, that was funny, but it was okay. Because I've seen movies that was, it was funny, but it was okay. This one was really good, and the concept was really good, and the acting was really good. So I have it an 8.25 because if I'm going to look at comedies for the year, I don't think we've seen a good comedy this year.
No, we didn't.
It's the first one. So this is the bar. Everybody else got to be funnier than this. If not, it's going to drop below this.
Right.
So I would rather give them the bar than to keep it low. Because right now, there has been comedies that's out.
Yeah, we hadn't gone to see them
because I don't want to see them.
Yeah.
And I've saw previews and the concept of it. Like, what's the one with? I don't even want to try thinking about it because I don't really watch them. But there was black comedies and there was white comedies, and sometimes I see good, funny white comedies. There wasn't anything that I really wanted to see. This one, I thought was really, really good. So that's why I got mine's a little higher. I'm just kind of surprised. I know you liked it, but for you liking it and wanting to see it, it just ranked a little low.
That's not low. Low is 5.
No, 5 is worthless.
Yeah, but 7 is a good number.
6 is, why did I come to movies to see it? 7 is like, well, they did a good job.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
I thought they did in comparison. So that's
there was no.
I gave it.
I can't compare it to nothing, so that's why I gave it a 7.
Yeah, because there was nothing you wanted to see.
Well, I mean, this is still early in the year,
so I always rank high and go down from there.
You can't go down when you're doing a podcast now.
Yes, I can. You know what I can say?
What?
Well, you know what? This one was much better than that. Even though I ranked it at 825, this one has to be better than that.
Oh, my goodness.
And even if it wasn't that much better, I would have to say the next one would have to be ranked higher than that.
Okay.
If it was funnier.
Okay.
Because I set the bar. You set your bar low. So your next one that you really love will probably be like a 10. And you'd be like, really? You went from a 7 to a 10? Jesus, that's a big swing.
No, don't work like that.
I know. I'm just saying. You do it sometime. Sometimes you do.
But, we haven't seen too many comedies.
Because
though.
they're not good. There's not.
But then it's still early.
But usually the comedies come out early, and then in the summer there's maybe one or two, and then in like the fall they throw a couple in either, because they really want the comedies that people will continue to go see.
They always do it on the off season when there's not too many people going to see it.
It's right now.
Yeah.
This is the off season.
Yeah, but there's not too many comedies.
There's not too many good comedies. There's comedies out, darling. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's comedies out, which is kind of sad. But anywho, we can talk about this forever. But no, good movie, worth seeing. If you want to go out and have fun seeing a movie, I think this is one of them. I think this one is a really good movie that you probably be enjoying. And there's not a lot, to Alicia's point, there's not a lot of comedies out there. There's movies that may be funny, but there's not straight comedies out there. That's the difference. So they got like funny overtones, like Shazam is the DC comic, but they said that was funny, but it's not a comedy, big difference. Anywho, Fade to Black Cinema. Every Wednesday, you'll see us every Wednesday or hear us every Wednesday with our movie or TV review. It's a couple of TV shows we still in the middle checking out. Game of Thrones is out there. We won't touch that because it's the final season. We're not touching it until the end. Because I tell you what, once you watch them every week, there's something to say about that regardless. But anywho, bougieblackbrother.com. That you could go download it. Bougie Black Brother Network on YouTube. And for some snippets or things upcoming, follow me on Bougie Black Bro on Twitter and Instagram. Mostly on the gram, no. So I can use pictures that corresponds with it. Anywho, anything else, baby?
Nah, darling.
So thank you very much, and we'll see you next time on Fade to Black Cinema. Later.